Hello bass family and welcome to Everything Bass. Today we're moving on with Hyperneck Study Unit 9. So some people have like, man, how many of these are there? And really there can be, and you can't say infinite, but there could be, tens to hundreds of these exercises because we can always work a different way to, different strings to use, a different key, or in this unit, a different direction. Let me kind of give you the reason I created this exercise for my development, and that was years ago. I was having a hard time playing rapid descending bass lines, and I was having a hard time. And I think it was because at that time, being a new bass player, I was practicing all my exercises going up, and I wasn't practicing them coming down. So I got very good technically at navigating in the one direction, and it was a major flaw in my playing. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna start doing things just descending to kind of balance out. And then of course in the future I made sure everything I did up and back. And one of the things I did was tweak the hyperneck study. So today's hyperneck study, we're going to be in the key of B flat. This is a really cool collateral benefit. If you find that memorizing key signatures is tricky and overwhelming, you're probably trying to do all the keys at once. But if we take like just this hyperneck study and we focus on one key, which is B flat, then I think you'll find that it starts to stick, especially when you apply it on the fingerboard. So B flat major, if we look at B flat major, you have two flats. You have B flat and E flat. So as we execute this, we're going to play all the notes natural until we find a B or an E, and then we'll flat them. At this point, maybe this is the first video you see, so I should tell you, when we flat a note, we take the normal note, like in this case, a B, and we move it down a half step. And that becomes B flat. We took a B and made it flat. So we're going to be working on the D string and the G string again, but we're going to be playing the descending six notes. If you're familiar with the exercise, instead of going up, we're going to come down. So in this case, we're going to start on the C, which is the highest fretted note we can play in this key, in this hand position. Now that's a little bit deceptive because we're going to play C, B flat, A, G, F, but we have to reach down for E flat. And that's a big reach. And if you don't have your stretch going, it's okay to shift a little bit. We call it micro shift, which is usually a shift of just one fret. Okay, so you just played six descending notes starting on the C in B flat. Now the next measure, we go up to the D. Now if we say the notes out loud, we're going to go D, C, B flat, A, G, F. So we didn't have to adjust for an E flat because it's not in the pattern, but we still had to reach back for the B flat. Now we started on D, so the next thing we're going to do is start on the next note higher, playing in the key of B flat. We're going to have to play an E flat. So here's our E. We're going to move back to the E flat. Okay, and if you're still, hopefully at this point, if you've gone through all the hyperneck studies, you're starting to really see the fingerboard differently. And this will be quick for you. But let's just say you jumped into Unit 9, and this is the first time you're doing. It helps to say the notes like I've been doing them out loud. Take a moment. Don't worry about metronomes or staying in time. Just really try to find the notes. So to let you know, the E is normally, E natural is on the 9th fret of the G string. But to play E flat, we have to go to the 8th fret. So the next pattern is E flat, D, C, B flat, right there, then A and G. So you can kind of figure out, hopefully by this point, how to progress up. You're always going to go to the next higher note that stays in the key, play 6 notes descending, 3 notes on each string, and then move up. So just playing a little bit. And you can keep going as high as you'd like. The reason I want to be kind of intentional with what I'm saying, as we go forward in this unit, you'll probably see me actually playing less of it and showing less of it, of how to play it, depending on the fact, hopefully relying on the fact that you're going to practice it and you will do those things. You will actually slowly figure out the notes and say them. I'm afraid that if I go through and show you exactly how to play it, you'll memorize the patterns that I'm playing, the whole step, half step patterns, and not the notes. So it's a conscious decision on my part to maybe just demonstrate a section so that you can figure out what I'm doing, but then you kind of do the heavy lifting and take it up as high as you can. I'd say go as high as you can on your bass, just for the exercise of it all. And why not? The frets are there. You should know their names. All right. So next we are going to work on, man, this was a powerful gentleman in my life, and I met him when I worked for a distributor, and we were distributing Warwick basses. And I went to Nashville, Tennessee for the Summer NAMM show and met one of the Warwick endorsing artists, Mike Chapman. Mike Chapman was the bass player on, I believe, every Garth Brooks recording until Mike passed away. And what a great gentleman. And this gentleman took me around and showed me Music Row and told stories about all the different sessions. And I learned so much. And I'd been doing a lot of studio recording up to this point. But to someone like him, who was a studio master and just one of the most in-demand players in Nashville, I was just sitting at the learning tree, and he was free with knowledge. Man, the guy just was a beautiful human being. So what I'd like to recommend, especially if you haven't heard Mike's playing, is recommend, for me, I had the Garth Brooks anthology, but I believe it was a special CD set that was made for Walmart, I think. And I bought it because it had the first 5 Garth Brooks CDs on it. And I really got into listening, especially after meeting Mike. I was just really interested in like his approach to playing country music. And first of all, it's deep. You'll hear some beautiful ways that Mike would connect one chord to another chord, his locking in with the drummer, but also the way he locked in with like rhythm guitar player, the pedal steel player, and had his bass lines always seem to frame and complement whoever was kind of in the moment. Like if the pedal steel player played a little line after Garth finished singing a lyric, listen to what Mike did to kind of support that. The lights just went out in the studio. I'm going to keep going and then figure out why these lights just went out. Check out, unfortunately, it looks like that collection I got, which I believe was called the Garth Brooks Anthology, is no longer available. So I would check out on Amazon. They had something called Garth Brooks, The First 5 Years, and it's I believe, 5 CD set and has a book with it. And I think it's pretty much the same thing. But check it out. Don't limit yourself, because if you go, oh, I don't like country music, I think you're missing out on some of our iconic players and what they have done in important genres. So check it out and let me know what you think. As always, Hypernext Study Unit 9, throw it onto your bass. Is there a question? Did I not describe something so well? There's no question too small. So please let me know. Share it and let me know in the comments below, or you can direct message me by emailing me at dtitus@daletitus.com. All right. Well, from the dark, I would ask you please to subscribe to the channels. Just go down and hit the old subscribe button. Give it a like. That really helps. Even if you're like, you know, go, oh, I always like his videos. His video is great. If you could actually just do that and like each video, it really helps me in the whole YouTube world. And then lastly, hit the bell icon. That's real important, because if you're new to the channel and you subscribe to the channel, it'll let you know every time I upload, which is usually on the weekends. I'm pretty much exclusively on the weekends. And of course, if you would like to get all my lesson materials and support the channel, it'd be great if you go to patreon.com/everythingbass and become a Backstage Pass subscriber for a very, very low monthly fee. At the time of recording, it's just $8. You get access to all of my lesson materials for every video I've posted that's needed one. I think I've only done 2 videos that didn't have a lesson sheet. If you don't need the lesson sheets, but you want to support the channel, I also, based on a request from one of our family members, I just put a tip jar. And you can just throw it money. It doesn't give you access to printed material, but if you just want to, like, you appreciate the lessons, you're getting something out of them, and you want to support the channel, help it grow, it's something you can do that obviously means a lot to me and my family. So, and plus, hey, if you help me out financially, I'll be able to get these lights turned back on. I don't know what's going on. So weird. All right, guys, I will see you at the next video, probably in the dark. I'll see you.